I got another package in the mail. This is kind of to do with the scooters. I'm still making that video, kind of an unboxing. It is the Imax B6, and this is actually a cheap copy of the actual Imax, I think, because I only paid like $16 for this, whereas the Sky whatever Imax B6, the one that's supposed to be, is quite a bit more expensive. I believe it's like 35, and I really why I got this was because I want to balance charge my 48-volt pack. But the problem with that is that this only does 6 series. So for me to balance charge 48 volt, which is in 13 series or 13S, I got to charge it 3 times one pack. So it's gonna take forever. So you can tell right here it says 6 cells right here. So I got this so I could just have a basic overall charger for everything, for all my hobby goodnesses, I guess you could say. I'm not sure if the fan noise is gonna determine. Let me just share this video real quick. Alright, so no fan noise. I got rid of my shotgun mic because I don't have an audio interface for this, so I'm just using the standard mic that's on that Logitech 920, the camera that's being recorded. Hopefully it comes out alright. I will get an audio interface one time or another when I get around to it, but for now, for the sake of content, this is the Imax B6 clone. I'm not going to keep saying clone though. For all intents and reasons, this is exactly the same. Let's go and open it up. I haven't opened this up yet either. This is my first go about at it. Got it in the mail, I just cut open the package and that's it, and I'm opening it on camera. So this is the unit itself. Let's take a look at it. I guess it looks okay. It's kind of hefty. It's just it's a nice made in China sticker here, and a QC pass, which means nothing in my opinion because the quality control out of the China warehouses are pretty crappy anyway. So there's no little scratch off, and it is tiny. It fits in my hand. Now the front, hopefully the screen is okay. It has this little plastic over it that I don't think I could remove, and it is crooked. So if you look in here, there's space in there. So I mean, hopefully I could remove this plastic. I don't know how I would be able to, or if it doesn't really make a difference, then I'll just leave it in. I'll just push it into. Let's see. Let me go ahead and try to take off this plastic on camera. If I can't, I don't want to damage this thing, especially because I haven't even hooked it up yet. But a few things we're going to do in the video. I'm going to charge a single 18650 cell and see how accurate it is. I've heard of overcharging with these, so yeah, it does look like if I get the corner of it, it does look like I could get it. I don't want to damage the screen. Yep, it does peel off. There you go. So, man, that screen looks nice now. No more of that plastic. Maybe I should have left this on there, huh? To protect it. Maybe I can squeeze it back in there. For now, I'll probably just squeeze it back in here because I'm not sure if this thing was even supposed to come out or not. Maybe it was just supposed to be like this, and then just that works. Anyways, so let's see what it comes with. In the box, you take this off. You have an assortment of wires with T-plugs on there. And then you have one of these for your power, which seems very thin. Might want to make my own. Then you have one of these. Another T-plug. So again, I'm guessing it connects here, and then these connect to the battery. I'll figure all this stuff out. Get this plastic in here. Went through all the trouble to take it out, but let's keep it in for now. And then you have your professional intelligent digital balance charger. Thank you for purchasing the Imax B6. Features. Surprisingly, these instructions are quite good. Interesting. They are quite good. It's pretty comprehensive compared to what I'm used to. Oh, and it gives you instructions for both for all charging. So this thing could do 1 to 6 cells for lithium ion or lithium polymer, lithium phosphate, all that lithium cells. So I'm gonna check the polarity of this with my voltmeter real quick. So let's try this here. That. That positive line is connected. This off. Negative line is connected. I'm going to show you how I did this in a second. This is some just for testing purposes. I just did it like that. It's in the plug, so I didn't feel like it. Let me go ahead and double check this just in case. I'm going to wrap this main power line here and put a weight on it so it doesn't fall. Check the polarity of this before we even start. Alright, inside is positive, so let's go ahead and start her up for the first time. Look at that. That looks pretty. So I haven't played with this yet as much as I should have. I don't want to ruin a good battery. Alright. Found the battery housing. It's convenient. So let's go ahead and clamp these on. See how well this thing charges. Alright. So it says LiPo here, 7.45. That's not what I want. LiPo. Okay, you know what? Actually, I might want LiPo. Alright. Okay. Did I press that? Alright. Now, I don't want discharge. I don't want storage. I don't want fast charge. I don't want balanced charge. Discharge, LiPo charge. That's 2S, 6X, 1S. That's what I want. I guess I'll do fast charge. Alright, let's see how well you do here. Okay. You could control the amperage as well. So I have it on 0.5 amps. 3.7 volts, sure. So how do I start this sucker? Is it charging? Let's check. I don't think it's charging. It's connected. Let's check the voltage here real quick. Huh, I'm not getting voltage. Alright, makes sense. Makes sense. This battery is not being connected correctly. Just twirl this a little. These cradles are really crappy. Let's see if I get a voltage now. Oh, I got a voltage. Alright, let's start this sucker. Do I have to hold it down for to start? Let me check. Confirm, enter, cancel, stop. Confirmed. Alright. It's charging. It says it is at 0 amps. Something's not right. So you hold it to start. and then you press again to confirm, and it's charging. Ah, and it's working. It says the voltage is at 4.2. Alright, so I have a feeling this thing's gonna take forever and a half. Maybe I should charge it a little bit faster. See if it's getting warm at all. Alright, I just finished testing this. I had a lot of it off camera. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the power supply to this thing. So the final say, I don't know if I could really recommend this to anybody. Turn off the power supply. So the power supply I'm using, again, is a 30 amp continuous 13.8 volt DC power supply by Pyramid, which freaking works fantastic. I haven't had a problem with it since I got it. And the thing is, when I used to run the security camera business, these are the power supplies I use to power 12 cameras plus. So again, I know these power supplies are good. Put it away in the box. Anyways, the final verdict for this IMAX, at least this clone Imax B6 is blah. It consistently undercharges the cells. Sometimes it overcharges. The current is everywhere. Just overall kind of eh. If you don't need the balance charging function, then you'll be better off just getting one of those cheap chargers for lithium-ion cells that gives you a consistent volt, or even just having a power supply with a variable voltage on there and a variable current will actually charge much better than this product right here. And really, if you buy this product, you need a power supply, right? So if you're gonna buy a power supply, I mean, I had one, so I didn't have to buy one, but if you're gonna need a power supply, then you might as well just get the power supply with variable current and variable voltage, so you can just charge your cells by, you know, meddling with the settings on the power supply. But in a pinch, this works. Really hate to say that, but it's true. It undercharges for the most part, so that's good. It's much better than overcharging. The current is everywhere. Just the internals aren't good. I'm not sure if the original one's any better. I'm pretty sure it is. This is a much cheaper clone version. Just putting everything away here. Now, the importance of balance charging is that you're gonna, in the long run, you'll save the cells, supposedly, right? I mean, cells have gone bad before. I've seen it because people didn't balance charge. And right now, on my current 48 volt 13 series battery pack that I made, go ahead and give you a picture of that. Alright, so from the picture of that, I'm not using a balanced charger. So let me give you another picture of how I charge it. Now, this is a crude way of charging, the one on the picture I'm going to show you, but that's not how I charge, because I did put a connector on there now, so I do plug it in. But this is right when I built the pack and I didn't have any extra connectors, so I just plugged it into the port. But anyways, these kind of chargers, the one you'll see in this picture, they work fantastic. They get up the voltage you need to get. It's just the only thing is, with that kind of bulk charging, you want a BMS, a battery management system. But I currently don't have a battery management system in that battery pack that I have. So I'm pretty sure I'm screwing up some of the cells, especially because probably one pack of the cells, or whatever I parallel together, is getting higher voltage than the other cells that are in series. So I do want to put a BMS on that and just charge it bulk. As far as the B6 goes, if you have a 6 series battery, like if you're not a this charger would be perfect for those hobbyists that charge quad batteries, electric boat, like hobby type batteries. And this is a hobby charger. this isn't something where you want to use for your vehicles because you won't get a full charge of them or you'll overcharge your batteries and that can really mess stuff up. The greatest thing about this though is kind of like the jack of all trades. It charges everything. So it is kind of inputted here. I know how to charge a lead acid and I know how to charge a LiPo and lithium ion. I'm not too sure about lithium, the nickel cadmium. Um, but as far as lithium ions go, the greatest part is that it's just a constant voltage and constant current, right? There's nothing to tweak about it. You get it up to that. Um, if you're charging off the power supply, you got to make sure you monitor it. So once it's charged, pull it off, or else you'll go ahead and damage the battery. But most of the charges have a cutoff, so once it gets to a certain voltage, it'll just stop itself. But I mean, it's the easiest thing to charge is the lithium-ion batteries. The lead acid batteries, what it is, it's a constant voltage, but it's a variable current. So with lead acid batteries, the very first step is to put a decent amount of current with a constant voltage. And as it charges, you step down the current because there's an absorption stage with those lead acid batteries where you just need to let it sit with a constant voltage, but a very low current towards the end, so it could really soak up everything. So that's what the lead acid function is for. So if you know how to charge your batteries, really, you could get away with just a power supply. I mean, for convenience, though, for those that just this kind of charger is for those hobbyists, really. I don't recommend charging your electric vehicles with this. So electric bicycles, electric scooters, or even electric cars. I know cars, this thing's not going to have even remotely enough power to take you days to charge, but and especially because you're charging at 6 series at a time. And when I say 6 series, it means there's a 1 pack, right? You get another battery and you connect it like that. Now it's a 2 series. Connecting it through series connection will up the voltage, right? Connecting it through parallel connection will up the capacity, the milliamp hours. So that is that. I did charge a couple cells with this off camera, and it's only, with the exception of one, most of it was actually undercharging at 4.06. One actually got to 4.2 and it wasn't getting complete, so I pulled it off because I don't want to damage the cell. But besides that, it's a fantastic hobby charger. So if you're looking for an Imax B6, a cheap clone at least, around $15, $16. I believe this one was 16. It's perfect to pick up, especially if you're charging, remote control toys, right, or drones, quadcopters, stuff like that. This thing will do the trick. It won't get you up to maximum charge as far as what I've tested with single cells. It might be different if I use the balanced charging function with multiple cells. I will test that in the future, but right now, as it stands, this thing right now, it's kind of all over the place. It's not stable. It's not something that I mean, it will get you out of the pinch, but it's not something that I'd recommend to everyone. This is actually very portable though, so I will be probably charging a lot of stuff with this, although I do have a lot of chargers. And look at this. There's in the back, there's a AC to DC adapter. So there is an accessory for a power supply if you want to go about it, but I don't recommend this. This is a power supply right here. I do not recommend this. If you're going to spend money on a power supply, spend money on a good one, because a power supply is something that you're going to need all the time for multiple reasons, not just one. So like a good 15 to 30 amp power supply will pretty much solve a lot of issues you have. If you could get one with a variable voltage, that's pretty good. I did have one. I just sell it, but this was 10 years ago, so not even 10, 8 years ago. So I just have the constant 13.8 volts, which is working out fine for me. About this, I wouldn't recommend it to charge vehicle batteries, but I'd recommend the crap out of it, especially for the price point for hobbyists. Now I'm kind of in the balance point because I have an electric scooter that I'm charging with, but I do hobby around a lot with these cells. Like I build packs for them and so on and so forth. So for me, this is kind of useful because if I have a 6S battery, then I could go ahead and balance charge with this. And it won't take me up to full, but I could balance charge to the point where it's 4 point something, and I could just stick it into a bulk charger and finish it up and top it off that way. Or if I don't really need it for the the milliamps, the capacity, then I can just charge it whatever this charges up to. I'm not sure how this will act with, again, a series of balance charging, but hopefully it will work out fine. Right? So future videos for that. But overall, if you're looking at this online and you see it, look at the box, it's not gold. The original one's gold lettering and font's a little different. But if you see this package right here, then, and if you're paying full price for it, don't buy it. Just know that this is a clone. I contacted the seller telling, and I stated that it's kind of all over the place. I'm not sure what he's going to do about it, but again, I don't expect much. So, I mean, $16 is a price of a combo at a fast food place, at least in Los Angeles. Large with, I guess, one or two 99 cents menu items or whatever. But again, this is just one meal at a fast food place, so it's not going to be a big deal. If I never use this again, that means I just don't eat one meal at a fast food place, right? So, not a big deal. That's about it, guys. I'm neither here or there on this. I'm actually happy that I have one, but the results aren't great. Now, a charger, if you're just looking at single cell chargers, in my opinion, one of the best chargers that I've used and I'm still using right now is the eFist LUCV4. Charges 4 batteries at 1 amp or 500 milliamps, and you can charge 2 batteries at 2 amps, which is freaking fantastic. I love that charger. It consistently charges to 4.19, 4.2, cuts off, never overcharges. And really, the cheap chargers are one that overcharges. So you got to watch out for that, right? Always check your voltage. Invest in a multimeter. This multimeter, this thing is not too expensive at all. I do have my more expensive multimeters back at the house, but that thing is it's small, portable, and does the trick, and I know what's going on with all my stuff. Alright, hopefully this long video did not deter you from watching it till the end. Thank you for watching, guys. Expect future videos, especially with the scooters and all that. You have a great day.